Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. How are you all doing? Great. Okay, that's very good. Okay, this is your computer in class, and I'm again Miss Omama. So, in today's class, we will be talking about the parts of computer. In your first class, which was yesterday, we generally discussed what computer is and different types of computer, right? So today we will be talking about the parts of computer. If we look at the parts, there are some internal parts, right, which we call them as hardwares and softwares, and then there comes the basic parts of computer that you can see, like the input and output devices, right? So today we will be talking about those input and output devices. Basically, we will not be discussing the other parts of computer like motherboard, and all of you are not at this level. That parts are not important to you to learn. So what is important to you is to know the parts of computer, what are the parts to which we can give input to the computer, and what are the parts that we use for the output or display. Okay, so let's start our class. I'm going to share the slides with you and let me know if it is visible to you or not. Okay, show me a thumbs up. Okay, cool. So this is your computing class, and let's start the lecture with the great name of Allah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. What are some class rules for this virtual session that you need to follow? The very first rule is that you are not allowed to switch your camera off during the classes. Why? Because if I cannot see you, how will I know that are you understanding the points or not? And do you have any confusion? Are you there in front of the screen or not? Okay, so it is very important to turn your camera on during the classes so that I can have a check on you, and I also get to know that whether you are understanding the lecture or not. Okay, so the way I'm sitting in front of you, and you should also be in front of the camera. Okay, so the second point is raise your hand if you want to say something. Okay, this rule is also very important. Why? Because whether it's a virtual class or a physical class, maintaining discipline is very important. It should not be look like a bazaar or a market. It should look like a class, and there should be a proper manner or a discipline that students and teachers should follow to carry out each and everything, so that all of us can learn in a better way. You see, learning different courses, what is computer, what is mathematics, what are different functions of computer, what is social studies, what is science, all of these things are definitely important, but learning manners is also very important, right? So we should learn to behave. And how should we behave in a class? This is very important, that you should know by yourself that if you want to say something, you should raise your hand and then you should wait for your turn. Okay, so your teacher will definitely come to you and she will listen to whatever you want to say. So the third point is that you have to listen when someone is speaking. This is also one of very important rule. Why? Because yes, teachers, students pay attention to what their teacher is saying, but when it comes to other students, they do not bother, and they interrupt each other, right? So you should not interrupt each other. If you want to say something, if you want to ask something, and some of your class fellow is talking to your teacher, you should listen to him or her first, and then you should say whatever you want to say. Okay, at your turn, you have to follow the directions in the class very quickly and carefully. Whatever the subject is, whatever the topic is, there are some specific rules, there are some specific directions that you need to follow, that your teacher will guide you. So, and you have to pay attention to what are the directions, and then you have to follow them in a proper manner, right? If you will not follow the directions, you will not be able to do the things in a proper way. Well, what is today's plan? We will have a small starter activity in which we will revise the previous concept. Then we will watch a video, then intro, and then wrap up. Okay. So the main topic, before moving toward the main topic, um, let's play a small activity. And the activity is that we will be revising what we did in the last class. I told you about different types of computer, right? So who is going to tell me what were those types? Yes, you are supposed to tell me what were those types. What were different types of computer that we discussed? Yes. Okay, let's start from Sarah. Yes, Sarah. What were the types of computer? You can tell us about any of those types. Yes, there's this desktop computer. Excellent. What else? Yes, Ali. A laptop. Okay, cool. What else? Yes, a hand device. Okay. Or a mobile phone. Wonderful. So you guys have revised the lecture. I'm happy. Okay. So today we will be talking about the parts of computer. There is this picture in front of you on the screen in which some of the very basic parts of computer are being underlined, being pinpointed, and you can see that there is this. The very first thing is CPU, the central processing unit. If there is no CPU, you cannot run the computer, right? A computer cannot run without a CPU. It's the main part. Then comes a monitor or a screen. Monitor is another very basic part. Why? Because if there is no monitor, how can you display the things that what CPU is doing basically, right? So it is for displaying things. So monitor is the second basic part. Then comes the keyboard and mouse. These are two very basic parts of computer through which you give input to the computer. Let's say you switch on the computer and you are sitting in front of that and you want to do some maths practice. Now your computer will not do that practice for you by itself, right? You need to give it a command, to give it an order. And whatever directions you will provide it, the computer will work accordingly, right? Because it's a machine, it cannot understand your feelings or your terms. So it will need a guidance, it will need an order, a direction. And you, how will you provide that direction? Through the keyboard and through the mouse. If you want, let's say, to open a folder, you can open that with the mouse. And if you want to type something, for that you will be needing a keyboard. Okay, so these are the devices that we use to give input to the computer. Then comes the speaker. Let's say you are watching a video related to the topic. Let's say you want to watch a video about what are different roles of computers. If there would be no speaker, you will not be able to listen to what the person in the video is saying or what he is explaining. Okay, the parts that the speaker or the microphone and the printer, they are not that much basic. Why? Because yes, you can work without a printer. Not all of people have printers in their houses, right? Like but if you have this, it's very important device and it's very good device. You can easily take print out of all of your documents, because many of the people, they are not comfortable with the soft copy. Like I cannot read from the computer device for a long period of time. I feel headache, right? So that is why I prefer hard copies than the soft copies. So I need a printer, right? So if we have this device, we can easily take out prints of any desired or any required document, right? So, but it's not a very basic part like the CPU, like the mouse, like the keyboard. Okay, then comes this the mic. Okay, so the mic, there is this inbuilt mic in the computer. When you are in which you can say something, there are now multiple types of other devices as well, other than these basic parts that you can use. And then there are advanced versions of these devices as well. Let's say there are now wireless mouse, there are wireless keyboards, there are big or small different types of speakers of different companies. Then there are different types of mics as well. There is this scanner, there are multiple types of printer, color printing, black and white printing, right? Then here is another picture for you in which there are other devices, other parts of computer. Let's say earphones, we have different types of earphones, wireless, Bluetooth one. There are different types of portable USB devices in which you can store your data. Then there is this webcam, different types of webcam that you can use. There is scanner, there are multiple CDs, DVDs that we can use. So all of these are related to computer. All of these are parts of computer, but not the basic parts, right? That we need to run a computer. So the parts that we need to run are those which we have already discussed. These are seven: the CPU, monitor, mouse, keyboard, speaker. These are five basic, and you can add printer and mic in that. Okay, so it will be overall it would be seven. Okay, Okay, beside that, there are some other things like nowadays people use different devices to play games like joystick. There are some other hand devices that we can use to play certain games, right? Certain video games in which today's generation is very much indulged. All of these devices are there, and all of these are very helpful and useful as well. But they are not very general or basic parts, and the basic parts we have already discussed. Okay, before doing the written work for the day, let's watch a video. I'm going to share the second screen with you, and you have to tell me whether it is visible to you or not. Okay. Okay, tell me, is the screen visible to you? Show me a thumbs up. Yes. Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm here to teach you about the computer components. And what are they? Let me look up on the internet and show you something. Oh, yes, this one. Here, this is the monitor, a screen that shows everything that you are doing on the computer. Through the keyboard, you give commands to your computer. It's an input device, a keyboard. Yes, you type from it. And then there's a mouse, also an input device that you give commands from to the computer. And the commands and everything goes to the CPU. That's the brain of the computer. It does everything for you and solves everything. And this is how the whole set look like. But there's another way to look at it. Now there are laptops. Easy to use. It has all of those features inside one laptop, and you can use it anywhere, like this. I can sit on the floor and use it, or anyone can use it sitting in the park on a bench, listening to music, or the babies and children can also use it easily. So have fun using the internet and the laptop.
Okay, class. So, do you guys enjoy the video? Yes. Okay, cool. What have you seen different in the video that we haven't discussed yet, or what was something interesting or new for you? Yes, in the video he talks about the laptop. The desktop computer that I show you in this PowerPoint presentation was a desktop computer, and in that I pinpointed all of the parts differently, right? Separately, that this is the screen, this is a keyboard, this is a mouse, and all that. But nowadays we don't prefer desktop computers. You will find desktop computers, in very few houses, or maybe on the front desk of a hospital or in a shopping mall or like that, right? But we prefer laptops. Why? Because all of these things are within the laptop. You do not need to attach these all of the leads to get a keyboard, to get a mouse. There is this mouse pad in the laptop. There is this keyboard on the laptop. There is a mic in the keyboard. There is a speaker as well. So all of these things are within that, and you do not need to carry the very big and the heavy CPU with that as well, right? So you can easily use that laptop even if you are going somewhere in the car. You can use it in the park. You can use it if you do not have, right, at that time a socket. You can use it because if you have the battery in it, right, it's very easy to carry. It's not it's very lightweight, and the screens are very good. It have inbuilt camera as well. Like I'm using the laptop right now, so I have the keyboard, mouse, camera, microphone, everything within that. So I don't need to attach all of these multiple leads in it. Okay, so this is the one of the really good and advanced technology on which we are very much dependent, and through which we work, and we get to know the things. We get our works very easily and within short period of time. So now the CW for you for today is that open your notebooks, draw a computer, a desktop computer, draw all of these parts, the basic parts, pinpoint them and write their names. Okay, this is your class work. So let's start. Write CW, write the date and start working. Okay. Okay, class, so all of you are done. That was all for today. Your home assignment is that you're supposed to read the book pages, book page number 2, and revise the parts of computer at your home. I'll see you in the next class, inshallah. Until then, take care and Allah Hafiz.